What if I told you that one single night without sleep can leave permanent damage inside your brain? Not feeling tired, not a bad mood. Damage. Toxic proteins building up where they should not be. Memory loss. Neurological waste your brain cannot clear. And the science behind this is far more disturbing than most people realize. Your brain has a hidden cleaning system. It was only discovered in 2012. Scientists had no idea it existed before that. It is called the glymphatic system. It flushes out the toxic garbage your neurons produce during the day. Damaged proteins, cellular debris, poisonous byproducts of thinking. And here is the part that should make you sit up straight. This system only runs at full power when you are asleep. While you are awake, it barely works. During deep sleep, the cells in your brain physically shrink by up to 60%, opening up channels for cerebrospinal fluid to flood through and wash the waste away. Sleep is not rest. Sleep is the only time your brain can clean itself. So what happens when you skip a night? In 2018, researchers at the National Institutes of Health kept 20 healthy adults awake for 31 hours straight. Then they scanned their brains. What they found made headlines around the world. After just one night of sleep deprivation, the participants showed a significant spike in beta amyloid in their brains. Beta amyloid is the toxic protein that builds up in Alzheimer's disease. Let me say that again. After one single night without sleep, levels of the protein most associated with Alzheimer's surged measurably in healthy brains. The spike showed up in the hippocampus, responsible for memory, and the thalamus, the brain's relay center. Both are among the first regions to deteriorate in dementia. A follow-up study published in the journal Brain confirmed it. One night of sleep deprivation directly cripples the brain's clearance system. The garbage was piling up. The cleaning crew had been sent home. If you sleep well the next night, the system catches up. But what happens when one night becomes a habit? A 2025 review in the European Journal of Neurology found that chronic poor sleepers showed measurably reduced glymphatic function. Year after year, toxic proteins were piling up slightly faster than the brain could clear them. The result? Higher rates of cognitive decline, higher rates of dementia, higher rates of silent damage to the blood vessels inside the brain. Sleep is not optional for brain health. It is the foundation. But amyloid is just one piece of this. After one night without sleep, your prefrontal cortex, the part responsible for decision-making, judgment, and impulse control, shows dramatically reduced activity. Brain scans of sleep-deprived people look strikingly similar to scans of people who are legally drunk. Being awake for 18 hours straight produces cognitive impairment equivalent to a blood alcohol level of 0.05%. After 24 hours, you are over the legal driving limit in most countries. Your reaction time slows, your judgment fails, your ability to read social cues collapses. And here is the part that surprises most people. You do not realize it is happening. Studies have shown that sleep-deprived people consistently rate their own performance as fine, while their actual measured performance is severely impaired. The brain that needs to assess whether it is functioning well is the same brain that has been compromised. You cannot trust your own judgment when you are tired. That is not a saying. That is neuroscience. Now let us talk about the rest of your body. Within 24 hours of sleep deprivation, your blood pressure rises, your cortisol stays elevated, your insulin sensitivity crashes by up to 30%. For one day, this is recoverable. But chronic short sleep, less than 6 hours per night, is linked to significantly higher rates of heart attack, stroke, type 2 diabetes, and obesity. People who consistently sleep less than 6 hours have a 20% higher risk of dying from any cause in any given year. 20%. Just from sleep. And your immune system collapses too. A landmark study found that people sleeping less than 6 hours were more than 4 times more likely to catch a cold when exposed to the virus, compared to people who slept 7 hours or more. Skip sleep, and your body becomes vulnerable to everything, from the common cold to cancer. So why did evolution design us to need 8 hours of being completely vulnerable every single day? Because the cost of not doing it is unsurvivable. You can survive longer without food than without sleep. In rat studies, total sleep deprivation kills the animal within 2 to 3 weeks, faster than starvation. Sleep is the most fundamental biological process you engage in every single day, and modern life is systematically destroying it. Artificial light at night suppresses melatonin by up to 50%. Caffeine consumed even 10 hours before bed cuts. Deep sleep by up to 20%. Alcohol destroys REM sleep, the stage critical for memory and emotional regulation. Late-night phone use makes it harder to fall asleep at all. The average adult today sleeps over an hour less per night than people did a century ago. 1. Protect a consistent sleep schedule. Going to bed and waking up at the same time every day is more important than total hours. 2. Make your bedroom cold and dark. 18 degrees Celsius is roughly the ideal sleeping temperature. 3. No screens for the last 60 minutes before bed. 4. No caffeine after noon. Caffeine has a half-life of around 6 hours. The math is unforgiving. 5. If you cannot fall asleep within 20 minutes, get out of bed. Lying awake trains your brain to associate bed with wakefulness. These are not hacks. These are the minimum requirements for the system to function. So here is the truth. Every single night, your brain is supposed to perform a deep cleaning. When you skip sleep, you skip the cleaning. The garbage stays. Most people will not feel the damage in their 20s or 30s. They will feel it in their 50s and 60s when the cognitive decline begins, and they will wonder why. The answer might be in the thousands of nights when they chose just one more episode, just one more hour of work, just one more scroll through the feed. There is no productivity gain that justifies this trade. There is no career goal that is worth more than your brain. If this video made you think differently about how you sleep, hit subscribe, because next week, we are going to look at something even stranger. What dreams actually do for your brain, and why the time you spend dreaming may be the most important hour of your entire day.